What's going on, guys? GoofyRhexxi here. Hope everybody is doing well. And we're back to that time of the month again where we're going to be doing a roster review video. I'm going to be talking about what's going on in the roster for this patch here. We know that we're going to be prepping and talking about the Death Scourge event that's supposed to be coming in patch 6.6, which most likely is going to be a very, very long patch. As we've seen so far in the past here, but to do this, I'm not alone anymore, guys. When I do my roster review videos, we have a guest on, and he's back. He was here last month, and he's back again. Dorky Dad, what's going on, my guy?
Not much, man. Just hanging out. We got the first snow in the Canadian season, so trying to keep my head up.
Yeah,
have some fun with a friend.
Gotta keep your head up. No, seriously, man. I know the feeling. This morning was actually the coldest it's been here. So I'm in Massachusetts. I think some of you guys know this already. And man, it was about like 20 degrees this morning, or 25 degrees or so this morning. Getting the kids out of the house, I was like, man, is winter already here? What's going on?
Yes, sir. It is here. Everybody's sick. Everybody got the sniffles.
Oh, you're like me. You got kids in daycare, right? So like you're experiencing the thing. And I was telling you before we started here that my daughter was sick, my 1-year-old, and then my 3-year-old got sick, and then now I'm getting the sniffles. My wife was like, "Hey, are you sniffling?" And I was like, a little bit. And she was like, "Yeah, you're staying away from me and the baby." I was like, "God damn it."
Well, that's it. When you're holding a 1-year-old and they just got drool, but they're like, "Nah, it's time to kiss dad." Like, you don't say no to the kiss. Like,
exactly. What are you gonna do? Because if you do, then you're like a jerk, right? If you do that. But all right, let's talk about some MSF stuff here.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about in this patch right now. So we kind of got a couple of things to talk about, right? So Death Scourge is on the horizon, most likely in patch 6.6. That's what we're going to be looking at that here. I'm going to talk about, whether or not you should probably build Death Seed right now, like where we are both for Death Scourge prep. We'll talk about that on my channel and then also on your channel, and then whatever else, right, for this patch. So I guess where you like to start off with, right? I guess I'm starting off on the achievement screen to show my days played. I'm at 1266. Where else would you like me to go to start off with?
Well, I didn't even know that they put in that level 95 one yet. That's interesting. So
that's interesting. Yeah.
What is that? That's just shy of 4 years, like 100 days short of 4 years or something like that.
Yeah, we're about 6 months maybe or so away from fully being 4 years. I actually started playing this a week before my son was born. We're about almost at that 4-year mark. Man, can you believe it? I've been playing this game for that long. I don't know if it's like a good thing or like I just like torture. I'm not quite sure which one it actually is as of yet.
No, I feel that once it gets it's hooks in you, you're done. You're there.
Yeah.
But that's cool. I mean, I want to see what you've been doing for all this time with the roster now.
Yeah, so I'll show you kind of what I'm working on at the current moment right now. So I'll show you what I have favored, and then we'll talk a little bit about this. So not my versus battle favorites. That's where I leave most of my farms for ISOs. But so we got Wong, we got Kate Bishop here. We're just using these two characters to farm shards on them because I need to be able to. There's nothing else to really farm, right, other than gear.
Yeah.
So just have these two characters for farms, and I'm starting to build my Dead Sea team now. Now there's kind of some questions on whether or not you should be building them now or not. I think it's going to be situational, but I am starting to boost up Magneto and Psylocke, trying to get them to level 85 and gear tier 15. And after that, we may probably swing over to Bionic Avengers here and probably get them to level 90s just so we can prepare ourselves for that Scourge event.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm in the camp that you should get your Death Seed ready. Getting those two ready now means that you won't have to worry about getting them ready at the same time you're trying to do Dark Beast and trying to do Archangel and whoever the fifth is going to be. I'm interested to find that one out. Yeah, I'm in the camp you get them done first, especially because, I mean, if you're in Doom 3 and you've done that mutant section, you know how bad it could be.
Trash.
Yeah. Like the day that I can unlock the fifth member of that team, I want to have resources to max him, and I want the other 4 that came before him to be maxed as well. So that day is like the promised land. Like, I'm there. No more mutant headaches.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm a little bit slower than you in terms of like investment, right? So I'll definitely take some time to be able to get them going. So I want to kind of just get a head start on it right now, get it out of the way. And we kind of are in the place where we kind of avoid, at least our section, we're just doing 60%. We're kind of just avoiding doing the mutant section on our side because we're like, it's hell. So therefore, let's just avoid it. But I think this will allow us to start pushing for higher difficulties when we're finally able to get the full Dead Sea team. We know, of course, like it's Magneto, Psylocke. We know Dark Beast looks like he's gonna be the next month-long character, which is gonna kind of suck. And then we know there's gonna be one additional character there, which we're hoping is a support character, right? Because they don't have a healer right now. But I think it just makes sense to just get him out of the way. That way you're kind of able to focus on other things that are coming out in the next patch, or maybe just focus like which is going to be one of the new characters for that Dead Sea team. You want to kind of just get Psylocke, Magneto, and probably Dark Beast out of the way right now. Yeah,
100%. And then you were saying you're doing Bionic Avengers to 90.
Yep,
I agree with that because that makes sense, right? It's a raid team.
Yep,
and they double up for the Scourge team. And honestly, on paper, they look as good as the Wakanda War Dogs hybrid, if not a little bit better with how well they're going to take hits.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of them bring up to 90, and then so that makes sense. You got some good starters on them.
Yeah,
five on Viv and Deathlock. Missing one on Hulkbuster. That kind of sucks, but
yeah, and Hulkbuster's so big, right? Which is, of course, like I made a video not too long, well, basically like today or yesterday, depending on when you were watching this video, where I talked about like the top 3 characters on like the top meta teams, right? And it's for like Bionic Avengers, it's Hulkbuster, it's what Iron Man and Vision, like they're so imperative to this team. Hulkbuster probably even more so, just because if you don't have Hulkbuster, you can't survive, and the higher you can get them, the better your barrier is for the overall entire team. And of course, those characters usually are the hardest ones to get the shards for, right? Because of the way they structure these events. But so what do you think? Do you think, so where are you right now in regards to sort of like your thought process on the best team for the Death Scourge event right now? So I have my thoughts, but what are kind of your thoughts? I want to hear yours first on that.
So there's 2 prongs to that. I think the smartest investment is Bionic Avengers.
Yep.
I think the best team is going to depend on what difficulty we can do in the other sections. Okay. I lean towards a Wakanda War Dogs mix where Nakia gets taken out and Killmonger gets taken out. So you use Black Panther 1 million. And the idea is he gives defense downs, and then you're going to try and snowball with your Black Panther, your OG Black Panther, that is. Yeah. And just keep getting resets. But if we're doing higher difficulties and he can't get the kills off, then they're going to very quickly lose momentum. And honestly, I'm also thinking that it's going to be a lot like the War Scourge, where nodes 5 and 10, they are what they are, but there's going to be another section that's miserable. So
like War Scourge, where like skill, like the last skill node was like treacherous, right? Probably similar to this as well. And I think in general, like what we talked about now was like as a strategy, and this is sort of like something that I'm recommending to people now is like, hey, just go through this first day of Scourge, do your 500k, right, or 600k or whatever, get the legendary unlocked, and then like wait until the last 2 days, see what's working based on what other people have what other people have tested and recommended, and then save your gold so that you can be ready for the last couple of days, right, to build that up so that you can then do your best run possible. I think that's probably the most optimal strategy at this point is, listen, unlock the legendary, save up some of your gold here, build up look at what's working, and then towards the end, then you sort of boost those teams so that you can actually do well in the Scourge event. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's like, get the unlocks so you can play with the character, but have a hoarded resources. This is the name of the game, right? Have a bunch of resources. Have some blue ions on hand, have some gold, some training materials, maybe even some T4s. Have all that on hand, especially if you want to push. Now, if you're not uber competitive, I think you're just going to be Bionic Avengers. You're going to settle for whatever you can get, which is fine too, right? Yeah, definitely. So speaking of that other Scourge team, right, which is the War Dogs team, Wakandans, we'll just filter out here and look at Wakandans. You'll see where I have mine built up currently right now. I pretty much, this is my passion project team. We'll talk about whether or not like you should be building this team. We'll discuss that a little bit later on, but this is my passion project team right now. For Scourge, like there are some concerns, right? I think some of the Scourges that we've seen in the past with where you get punished for things like ability energy. Wakandans also have the flex, right? So you could potentially get punished with those deflects. But like, who's really going to be investing into the Wakandan team? Like, should everybody be doing this? I don't think it's probably the direction that everybody should go at. And I want to hear your thoughts, and then of course I'll share my thoughts too.
Nah, I think it's going to be sweaty tryhard nerds like me, who are at the minimum aiming for top 500, are going to be investing in both. And I think that really the only person I feel comfortable saying is not going to make the Death Scourge cut is Nakia, which is kind of good and kind of bad. Like Black Panther 1 million, hopefully we're going to have the 180 shards by then. I assume we will. Hopefully the 180 shards from his monthly event are going to come free to play. Yeah. And Nakia event, there's so many unknowns about that still. Right. Comment what's going on with it. That she kind of sucks outside of. She doesn't suck outside of war, but she doesn't bring as much as like M'Baku does. Right. So I think she's like the safe one to be cut out. And I'll probably be wrong and have to eat those words, but.
Yeah, we'll see. At least what it looks like right now on paper and through like some testing. I know you did some testing too. I did a testing as well. Like it looks like M'Baku is definitely a character for Scourge that you definitely want to at least keep around, right? Like you have the taunts, you have the counters, there's the defense up, and then he also gives charges, right? Which is really important for Black Panther. Yeah. So you want to keep him around there. And even like for things like Cosmic Crucible, I'm finding it still even hard to take out a character like Killmonger because that ultimate with the rebound change is stupid. So it's hard to take him out. So in a lot of ways, and Nakia in war is a beast. Like she's a beast in war. So they've really kind of pigeonholed us a lot into like this team. If you want to, you've like there's 7 characters here, and it looks like you kind of, if you want to be good in all these game modes that they're good in, you're gonna have to invest into all the characters. And as you can see, my Gear Tier 12 M'Baku is like, please work on me. Please work. Please work.
Calling for it. It's all right. Go see the movie. You're gonna want to build him after that. That's what I hear. He's up.
He's actually he's pretty good. But now there was some other stuff that we could work on for this patch here, right? We had Undying, which of course Zombie Iron Man's event was not great by any means. I have not put any sort of dark promotion credits into him whatsoever. I do have him at level 90 though, and I do have him at Gear Tier 14. I'm kind of trying to save these though. Smart. Because I don't know if that's going to be used for Archangel. I at least want to have something in the bag that's available. But right now, I mean, he's fine where he's at. This team is amazing. This two-headed monster is amazing. Hela in Arena is a thing now, right?
Yep, and in Crucible. Like she's big everywhere.
Like it's kind of insane. And the only reason why I don't even have her at Gear Tier 16 is just because I'm so gear conscious that I don't want to pull the trigger. But you know, it almost kind of makes sense to be able to do it here. But like, what are you thinking? Once again, Undying, like probably not everybody should be building this team, right? It's once again, maybe Hela, but even like Zombie Iron Man, probably don't need high investment for him to be good, right?
Yeah, Zombie Iron Man, just the T4s really. I think you did the right thing. Like, you get the shards on him, you brought him up big enough so that he's still gonna get his stuff she gets off. And it's all on Hela. Now, you probably like me, my mic died. My mic died. Sorry about that.
No, it's all right. Don't worry.
So, you like me probably played when Hela was very relevant. So you kind of already had her built up. So you probably put some extra little love into her. Yeah. And you had a monster war offense team, and a good Crucible team, and an Arena character. So if you're that player that already had Hela mostly built up, top her off, put as much love as you see Goofy did here, and you have a monster team on your hands. And I think you're right. Archangel's probably going to have that new unique. I don't see why they wouldn't have put that unique in the orbs yet, if not for that.
Yeah, it's a telltale sign. To be honest with you, there's a possibility that people could probably get away with not even having Zombie Iron Man as high as I have him built up, right? Because it's really all about Hela. You really... and he has enough focus to land the ability block. I mean, I think the one thing that I will say that is the added benefit with having this team available is that I have another dorm hole counter, right? And that means that I can use use teams that I used to use against Dormhold, like Dormhold, and use it against some other teams that I need to beat here in Alliance War. But once again, very sort of specific team. Not sure if you're going to need it, and especially if you're worried about this Chromium piece right here. Maybe you don't even want to invest at all. But all right, so what are we wrapping up with? We're talking about Cosmic Crucible. That's going to be ending pretty soon here. I just got to Diamond 3. I'm not uber excited about it, man. I'm honestly not very excited about Diamond 3. That means I'm closer to Masters. Not saying that I will get there, but you know, my thoughts on Cosmic Crucible, I'm just not a huge fan of it. Age of X, like, it was fun and I enjoyed like a lot of the matchups, like once you kind of figure some stuff out, but I think Age of X was kind of a force, right? Kind of over the top.
Yeah, so Age of X was really overpowering for the first little bit, and then the second we figured that out, they kind of figured out new torturous things on defense. So I'm with you that when you're playing at like that not super sweaty end of Cosmic Crucible, it's more fun. As soon as you start getting to the top, it's just a lot of turtles. It's like Unlimited's on there with Age of X in that room 4, so Gambit's just one-shotting people because he's just super buffed from the room offense up and from the Age of X. Yeah, and then in stage 6 with the legendary buff to horseman characters who already have crazy stats, it's like, oh my god, and that's all you see. You just see giant turtles, and then you have Astonishing X-Men paired with Tangled Web, or X Factor paired with Tangled Web, which is just another nightmare of hero mutants. I think it was over the top. It's over in 3 weeks. I'm definitely excited for it to be over. I'm just trying to hold on to dear life for top 100 myself.
Yeah, definitely that's kind of where I'm at too. And you can see what I'm currently running on defense right now. Like, this is enough. Like, where I'm at, like it gets enough wins. People are double tapping this, which is, I'm not streaming, but people are double tapping this right here. I'm starting to throw this on defense now because I realize that I have enough on offense to be able to overcome that if I see it on offense. This right here, like, it's not very high power, but it's Age of X. Like, it gets wins. This is actually something that's new here with Magneto now. I want to try this out to see how this works, but I know that this with Dormammu or like whatever, like it works and whatever. Like, this is just I just need to throw something on defense, right? But it's absolutely stupid. Like, everybody, if you don't, Cosmic Crucible was, if you don't have your unlimited on offense, you're kind of just screwed for the entirety of your match.
And then, so it's funny you say that, because how I climbed high against people that have much bigger, newer teams than me was by throwing like 3 dumb teams on defense, like a crazy Darkhold team, the Unlimited team, and then a crazy Tangled Web team. Yeah. So it's like the higher you climb, the more turtling benefits you, because you're trying to tax their efficiency, or you screw both. If you both put Unlimited on defense and you both put other unwinnable teams, you're screwing each other out of the Cosmic Crucible resource to try and get the win. And that's what it becomes at the higher end. It's winning at the cost of either
losing your
forcing
credits,
the person to lose on efficiency, or exactly what you just said. So it's like,
all right, well, I mean, I guess we'll have to see what they do next. I don't know what the guess is going to be. Maybe it's going to be Age of Mystic, because I mean, they just love Mystic characters. You see what the hell comes out of it. But I mean, this is probably going to be the last roster review that we're doing for the year, right? We're probably not going to pick it back up again until January. So I guess, like, what do you have planned for like Thanksgiving and Christmas? What you got planned? What you got coming up here?
Well, man, Thanksgiving for me was a month ago. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's true. I definitely forgot about that.
No, but the French Canadian, my wife is French Canadian, so we have just a crazy amount of traditions that we do. So many dinners, so many events, all this stuff. But I gotta say, what I look forward to this time of year, my wife is a baker, is all that. She makes so many kinds of different desserts. We got peanut butter balls, which is just chocolate covered peanut butter. We got Christmas crack, which is what do you call those, soda crackers with covered in caramel, chocolate, peppermint.
I'm sold on the caramel. Yep.
Yeah. The reason it's called crack is because it cracks and you end up eating like the full goddamn tin. I love the super lame. What do you call it? It's like shortbread cookies. They're so plain, but it's just like a butter cookie. You dip it in your coffee. So I'm gonna come back after the holidays like, oh. So be ready for that for sure. And I love the holiday season. Christmas is like, with kids, right? Like you got the kids.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun. I look forward to it. We'll talk about it a little bit more on your channel probably, but yeah, just love just spending some time with the kids, and they really enjoy it, especially my oldest, because she's aware of Christmas and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, we're gonna talk about some stuff on your channel. I'm gonna go through your roster, see what you've been building here, and then we can kind of, I'll have more thoughts, I guess, towards like what I felt about Age of X and all that stuff when we go over to your channel. But appreciate you being here, man. Of course, like I said, we're looking forward to being able to have you back on again in January. Any last words for the folks?
No, man, thank you so much for having me. I always have fun hanging out with you.
Yeah.
And everybody that's watching, if you don't watch my channel and this is the last time I see you, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Support your boy Goofy in every way possible. And yeah, that's it.
All right, y'all. Appreciate it, Dorky Dad. Until next time, guys, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe.